Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 120 Apothecary Guild's Headquarter. When they entered the spiritual Sky City, the bustling scene in the city caused them to exclaim in admiration. The streets were wide and connected, and the roads were lined with lush greenery. There were many pavilions and shops in the city, and there was an endless stream of people in the city. Spirit Sky City and GG compared to the Spirit Sky City, it was nothing. Ji-yun, who had been here a few times, was already used to it. He looked around and easily found a rented beast carriage. He said to the three of them, "Let's go to the pill competition's encampment first." After saying that, he walked straight to the rental spot of the beast carriage not far away. As the pill competition approached, the spiritual Sky City had also opened up many rental beast carriage arenas, which made it convenient for the contestants or competitors to take a tour of the city. When Ji-yun showed the registration to the person in charge of the beast carriage, an old beast trainer respectfully invited the four of them to get on the carriage, and brought them to the station of the competitors for free. While controlling the spirit beast that was pulling the carriage, the beast trainer kept nagging, "I won't hide it from you all. When I was in the pill competition last year, I was driving a beast carriage for the alchemist of the 8th place, Nanfeng City. I wonder which city you are from." His words were filled with pride and pride. Then, he turned his head and looked at Xiao Yan and the others with a look of anticipation. Ji-yun furrowed his brows. He still said faintly, "Spirit Sky City. Spirit Sky City." The beast tamers thought for a while, then said with a shocked face, "That's the one. Every year, the pill competition is always the last." As soon as the words left his mouth, the beast tamer hurriedly shut his mouth. Seeing Ji-yun's ashen face, he knew that he had said something he shouldn't have, so he turned around and stopped talking. When Fuzan saw this, he snorted coldly. "Look, we will definitely win the first place this time." The beast tamers didn't say anything when they heard this. They didn't dare to look back at Ji-yun's face. However, there was a trace of disdain on their faces. Then, they let out a bitter sigh in their hearts. Today was the first time they pulled a car, and they had pulled it up to the Spirit Sky City, which had always been at the bottom of the rankings. Their luck was really bad. Along the way, Xiao Yan and the others saw some beast carriages heading towards the pill competition's encampment. These were naturally the alchemists who were going to join the pill competition. On the wide road, there were several roaring spiritual sky cities, but there weren't any disturbances. It made them sigh with admiration at the management ability of the spiritual Sky City. After about 15 minutes, the beast carriages finally stopped in front of a luxurious building cluster in the east of the spiritual Sky City. There were many buildings here, and many luxurious buildings surrounded the spiritual Sky City's Alchemist Association like stars surrounding the moon. Not far away, a few pill refining towers soared into the sky, bringing a huge shock to everyone. "Masters, this is the Alchemist Association." The beast tamers got off the beast carriage and said to Ji-yun in a low voice. Their tone did not have the slightest respect from before. "Thank you," Ji-yun said lightly. Then he led the curious Xiao Yan and the other two to a gorgeous building not far away. They can't even gather 5 contestants. This Spirit Sky City is really worse than the previous one. It seems like this year's competition will still be at the end. Seeing Xiao Yan and the others walk away, the beast tamers muttered in a low voice. They looked at Bai Qian's back again and muttered as they drove away in the beast carriage. "I didn't expect a guy who drives a beast carriage to be so powerful," Fuzan said angrily. Then he looked at Xiao Yan who was at the side. Seeing the latter's indifferent face and then looking at the indifferent Bai Qian, he said discontentedly. "It's fine if Xiao Yan doesn't care. Why didn't you react at all?" Bai Qian glanced at Fuzan and was about to speak when Ji-yun, who was standing in front of her, spoke indifferently. "Their mouths are on their bodies. We don't care what they say. As long as you are strong enough, are you afraid that they will say anything?" Fuzan heard him and muttered, "I just don't like them." Just as he was muttering softly, Ji-yun stopped and looked at the luxurious building not far away. A guard wearing iron armor walked up with a cold expression and extended his hand to stop everyone from moving forward. His voice was emotionless as he said, "Please show your identification." Ji-yun flipped his palm and a golden jade crystal card appeared in his hand. He handed it to the guard in front of him. Taking the opportunity to verify his identity, Xiao Yan had already looked around the place. Around the luxurious building, there were around 30 armored guards. From their aura, it was obvious that they had all reached the emperor level. There were even a few monarch-emperor experts wearing black armor. On the building, there were a few eye-catching golden words written in flamboyant calligraphy, Alchemist Headquarters. Within the building, from time to time, there were some alchemists entering and exiting the building. Without exception, all the alchemists who went out walked towards the back of the building. The guard took the jade crystal card and took out a crystal ball from his back. After the crystal ball was placed on the jade crystal card, a golden light suddenly flashed from within and a few words appeared within. Nodding his head, the guard flashed his body, indicating that everyone could enter. At the same time, he said in a cold voice, "There are a lot of medicine cauldrons for refining medicine at the back of the station. You can try them at any time. The registration time will be 3 days later, don't miss it." Ji Yun nodded and cupped his hands at him. Then, he led Xiao Yan and the other two into the station. The room in Spirit Sky City is on the 3rd floor. This is your team uniform. For the next 3 days, you will rest here to relieve the fatigue of your journey. There are many medicine cauldrons in the square behind the station. You can practice when you have free time. There are also many other places that you can go to. He must remember not to have any conflicts with the alchemists of other cities. If the situation was serious. However, you will be disqualified from the competition. As Ji Yun spoke, he took out 3 long robes from his storage ring. He handed them to Xiao Yan and the other two. Along the way, everyone saw many young alchemists. With strong confidence in their eyes, they hurried to the square behind the station. They arrived at all the rooms in Spirit Sky City. There were 4 rooms, one for each person. Although it was not luxurious, it was still very neat and tidy. Xiao Yan randomly chose one room and laid down on the big bed. He comfortably took a breath and flew in the air for several days, which made him extremely tired. His soul force swept across the entire room and did not find anything unusual. He heard the sound of the door opening from Fuzan's room, and then heard the sound of Fuzan running downstairs. It was likely that he could not suppress the excitement in his heart and had already gone to the square behind the station. Xiao Yan smiled helplessly. Although he was very curious about the scene behind the station, his current physical strength and energy were clearly not suitable for him to immediately try. He curled his lips and completely relaxed. Without any hesitation, he fell asleep. When Ji Yun came out of the room, he noticed that Xiao Yan and Bai Qian were both resting. He could not help but smile. These two little fellows really knew how to work and rest together. Fu Zan, on the other hand, ran down recklessly. Although his talent was good, his temperament still needed to be honed. Thinking of this, Ji Yun couldn't help but sigh. When he was walking up the stairs, he could clearly feel that some of the young alchemists' soul power had reached the peak of late true monarch stage, which was not much weaker than Bai Qian and Fu Zan. It seemed like this year's pill competition was really a place full of crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.